and welcome to this week's Game from the Archive, episode 3, and we are bringing you Super Mario Kart from Nintendo. Quite an exciting week, very popular game, and why not cover it? So Super Mario Kart on the Nintendo, just going into the site here, episode 3, hopefully you've seen the first 2 episodes, if not, click on the descriptions below. But we're getting into a real classic. This is probably one of the biggest games of the 1990s, developed obviously by Nintendo. It's one of their key series of games still running today, and we're going to take you through some of the gaming history, a bit of the gameplay. We've got some interviews, we've also got some imagery and also some commercials, so hold back, grab your seat and get ready for one of our most favourite games of all time, Super Mario Kart. So when it comes to Mario Kart, this game really comes alive in multiplayer mode against your friends in the game, or as you might call them, your enemies. Many hours would have been spent with you and your friends and family, and this is quite a nice Christmas game, or have it at birthday parties as well. It's a real kind of game that gets the party started, and you can have a lot of fun with it, because you can take it pretty seriously, or you can just kick back and just have a good time playing with friends and family, hacking around the track. And this is I would say a fairly unique experience. There are quite a lot of other racing games. There's things like Crash Team Racing, Diddy Kong Racing. These are great games, but I think Mario Kart really does stand out. Little do we know at the time when it's launched, both on the Super Famicom and Super Nintendo, that this would live on today, and we're still playing this on obviously the Wii U and also 3DS, and coming up soon we've got the Switch. So it just lives on and on and on. This is many years later now, 1992, and this game still stands up and evolves and changes even to this day. Now when it comes to Mario Kart, or Super Mario Kart, whatever you want to rephrase it as, because it is called the two things often, the king of the power-ups will get you around the races quicker, and it's very key that you try and grab those power-ups when you can, because attacking others or leaving things for others is really the name of the game. So the red shell is something you really want to get hold of, because it will home in on the enemy, and the green shells are good. You can drop them behind you or throw them in front, but you have to be a little bit more accurate. You've got banana skins and then a whole other manner of amazing little power-ups. Now a lot of those still exist, even on the modern versions, and again it just shows how the game has stood the test of time really. The gameplay and ease of which you can pick up and play is just amazing. You can master this game really high, and we'll come on to a guy called Sammy Settin who's really just done that, or you can just pick up and play for 20 minutes and become pretty good. Well, let's just take a little time out here to hear from Sammy and why he loves Super Mario Kart.
I've been playing Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo for best part of 20 years now, as the game came out in 1992, and became quite good at the time trial mode. Eventually turned professional in 1998 when I started the Time Trial World Rankings website, and now we have hundreds of players from around the world all competing for the best times on this original game. I've been a 2-time Time Trial World Champion. I was nearly 16 the first time round, and I held the title for 5.5 years, and I recently regained the title earlier this year after a 9-year gap. But I've always been UK Time Trial Champion for the whole entire time, and I'm very close with a couple of rivals at the moment, so I might periodically lose my title, but hoping to regain it again during the course of the year.
Fantastic to hear from Sammy. That was an interview from a few years back. He's a real ambassador for Mario Kart, obviously, as well as being a huge competitor at the game itself. He is a great guy, and if you could bump into him at Play Expo, I am sure he'll give you a good go at the game. Now, Super Mario Kart wouldn't be complete with obviously the Japanese influence. Nintendo are huge in Japan, and Super Mario Kart, without saying, was huge too. This is a commercial from Japan at the time.
Mario, 危ない亀の甲羅に気をつけろ。あらっとっとっとっとっと。うわ、ご苦労さん。こりゃまたすごい。デッドヒートと思ったら、よし、ぺったん。残念でした。こんな時はバナナの皮よ。そんなバナナ。あとはゲームで会いましょう。スーパーファミコンソフトマリオカート。このレーサーたちはとんでもない。
The key part of this game is playing the characters, and that's playing as Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, list them all, Yoshi, Bowser, Donkey Kong Jr., Koopa Troopa and Toad. You play a role in this manic fun game where all the tracks are based on Super Mario World. Now obviously in the new games you've got a lot more characters, however in the original you've got those key Nintendo characters that we all love and are very nostalgic about, really. This was a big seller for Nintendo, maybe not the biggest, but 20 million copies, that's a big record for gaming. When you're thinking about selling cartridges, that is a hell of a number. And obviously there's been several incarnations since the original. We're probably going to see something on Switch if it hasn't been launched already. It's going to be there. So we've got the Wii U version, which I think is a very good version, I have to say. However, the original for us set the bar very high and definitely is a big favourite. So that was our coverage of Super Mario Kart. I hope you enjoyed the video and the chat, and we'll be covering a lot more games coming up. Please do tell us what games you want us to cover from the site. As we've said before, we want you to contribute your ideas and reviews, and we'd happily cover what you choose rather than us choosing here. But we're happy to choose, so we'll see you next Sunday. Comment below what you thought of the review and also what you think of the game generally, Mario Kart, and we'll see you again in a week's time.